So, as an independent artist or creative, we are taking a lot of chances with what we do.
Yeah, definitely.
In taking those chances comes failure. How do we deal with failure in a healthy way?
So that's a good question, because failure is one of those like debilitating things.
Yeah.
It's really hard when we don't get something we want or we don't succeed. And part of what can be damaging about failure is the beliefs and thoughts that we attach to it. So if you believe that failure is a measure of your self-worth or value, or if you believe that people aren't going to like you if you fail, or that means that you're not going to be successful, or I'm not good enough, it's some sort of measure of your worth or likability or your capability, then that is going to be damaging. And it's going to stunt you, and it may even make you start to self-sabotage yourself in other ways because you don't want that to be true. And so we have to learn to have a different relationship with failure. And I would encourage people to even take failure out of their vocabulary. Like we have challenges, we have opportunities, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. And all of this is a growing experience. And we make mistakes even sometimes.
Absolutely.
You know? And so it's just part of being human. And so when you can affirm yourself in that, okay, I didn't get this, you know, or you had the thought, oh, I'm a failure. Replace that with something like, I just did a really hard thing and it really sucks.
And that it wasn't meant for me, maybe?
Yeah, and it wasn't meant for me, or I think it's important that you just acknowledge your emotions behind it, because it's hard and it's sad sometimes, and sometimes we're angry, and just being able to sit with that. But then being able to, after you sit with your emotions and hopefully deal with them in healthy coping ways, use that information as data.
That's an awesome tip.
Yeah, so you're not making any excuses for yourself or anyone else, but you're also looking at it realistically. Did you do the best you could do? A lot of times we absolutely do the best that we can do. And then we can think about later things we would have done differently. And then that helps us with the next step. And then that helps us with the next step.
And, you know, hindsight is 20/20, and I sometimes look back at some of the opportunities that maybe I lost or didn't get that I wanted so badly.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, either it would have been not right for me.
Right.
Something better came along. I did work a little bit harder, you know what I'm saying, the next time around.
Yeah.
But I think that it's important as creatives, when we hit a roadblock or we don't necessarily get what we were going out to get, we have to still keep going. We have to take those shots, because the majority of the time, it's those small percentages of things that work out for us that are the big things. Those are those big steps. Like, we're taking like hundreds of tiny steps just to take like a few giant steps.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that forward progress that is important for us. And I like what you said, like, we've got to learn from it. We've got to use it as data. Like, okay, well, I tried this. Maybe I tried this new style of song, or maybe I had this idea creatively for a video and it didn't translate like I wanted it to in my brain. Well, now I'm like, I know how not to do that.
Right.
Or I know how to improve upon that.
Or let's say you do those exact same things and you felt a deep connection with it, and it was a part of you and who you are, and you still stand behind it even though it didn't work out on that end. Maybe that wasn't your audience. Maybe that wasn't the right director or the right producer for you. And so you still have to listen to yourself and not make it about a measure of your ability or capability. You always want to be taking this as important information and data so that you can move forward, keep moving towards your goals.
Yes. So what I'm taking away here is we are going to hit roadblocks.
Yep.
I mean, that's just life. Whether we're artists, whether you're a doctor, a stay-at-home mom, just whatever you are, you're going to hit roadblocks. Do not let them get you down.
It is okay to acknowledge how you feel though about them.
Okay, so we can be bummed out for a little bit.
Yeah, you can be bummed.
Okay, totally fair. But after that, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again. Okay, so you guys know who I quoted there. At least I hope you do. But keep taking those shots, because at the end of the day, we're creatives. Like, we take chances, we take risks every single day, and when it pays off big. So
Yep. Failure, it's just data.
there you have it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.